Hello my muckers! Welcome to another one. Today I'm up a mountain called Mynydd y Grug, which is next door to its more sexy neighbour, Mynydd y. So I'm going to take a look around up here today, have a little bit of a walk, because it has some untold secrets that I wasn't even aware of until recently. So let's have a look around. Unfortunately there's a bit of fly tipping up here. Unsurprising really, there is quite a few signs for fly tipping. There was quite a bit of fly tipping as I entered the common land as well. So, not a great sign, not a great start. It's also quite windy up here, as it is on top of most Welsh mountains. But that's Mynydd y over there. That's Mynydd y church over there in the distance. It's more popular neighbour to this mountain. But this mountain is very popular with off-roaders and off-road bikes. Yeah, so we'll take a walk around here today, get a drone up, have a look around, have a look at the mountain from above. So there's a cairn up here, a Bronze Age cairn that I'm hoping to find. So I'll get the drone up there and see if I can find it. Something from the Bronze Age is quite fascinating that people have been up here for thousands of years. There's a large radio mast up here. Very large. Broadcasting for many miles around. You can see the top of Pen y Fan there in the distance. It's just a shame that the view of Pen y Fan is right behind all that rubbish. Okay, let's go. Got my flask of tea and let's hit the road. The police up here today. Looking out for off-roaders, I expect. Off they go. So yeah, this particular mountain is quite popular with off-roading and scramblers. So the police are probably up here trying to catch them instead of the actual fly tippers. There's a park for night location up here as well. It's not very popular with hikers compared to its neighbours, Mynydd y. Vanlifers do find it quite quiet up here at night, although in the morning it's very popular with bikers and off-roaders. So yeah, Mynydd y Grug Common. Just saying it isn't an offence to take your motor vehicles on a common land. Please take your litter home with you. People are coming up here just to dump their litter. We got a van up here. Well, I just met some lovely van lifers behind me. In a Vivaro, just like mine. Well kitted out, I gotta be honest. Yeah, it was a really nice van. Really nice people. Coming all the way from Bathway. All the way up here. With a very nice van. Done out very, very well. Had all the electrics in there. A nice TV and fridge and they had a sink and a hob. A nice welcome mat. Really nice people. Really nice people from Bathway. Just up here enjoying the Welsh countryside. Up in Mynydd y Grug. Like I said, there's a park for night location up here. But I don't think they quite made it because it is quite a rocky path. Yeah, really nice people. So let's try and find this cairn. So we got a pond full of tyres and little cute ducks. What's that about, duckies? Come back. Swimming in the blooming pond with tyres. Bugger it, let's go over the wall and see the cairn. Let's see if I can get my drone up there and have a look at this Bronze Age cairn. Yeah. Gosh, look at this tree. Has it been burnt? Looks like it, doesn't it? Hollowed out. Gosh. Crazy. There's the peak over there. It's on the top of the mountain. There's a spoil heap from the industrial age, from mining. Perhaps that's why it's not so popular with walkers up here and tourists, because of the spoil heap at the top. But it's amazing views up here. My friends with their camper van back up there. Well, my muckers, it looks like the cairn is just over there. Unfortunately, I think it's private farmland and I don't want to be roaming on farmland, so I can put the drone up by here and just fly around it and show you guys what it looks like. Bronze Age cairn, burial site from the Bronze Age. Yes, my muckers, so that was quite an interesting drone flight. I've seen what's known as Penny Rhyw round cairn, which is a Bronze Age burial site, which is quite incredible. That up here in some mountain in the valleys, There was people from the Bronze Age wandering the mountains. Very interesting. I'm going to take a bit more of a walk up here. See if I can find that location that's on Park for Night. Perhaps try and make it to the top of the mound, top of the mountain. Yeah, and make our way back to the van after a nice walk. Yeah, so there's something for everyone up here. You can go off-roading, you can ride your horses, ride your bikes. There's a bit of history up here. See the cairn. For a mountain in the middle of nowhere in Wales, there's quite a lot happening, even though it's a bit windy. Seems to be getting a bit calmer as I go up, actually, which is strange. And like I said, it's got a Park for Night location up here. I've already met one van lifer, and I have some views on van life which I will share with you shortly, because there's been a bit of abuse online lately towards people who don't actually live full-time in their vans. Strangely, they're not seen as proper van lifers, or are seen as fakers. It seems like there's comments, some from my favourite YouTubers in fact, that say that they can tell a fake van lifer from a mile away. If you don't dwell in your van, then you're a faker. Which I disagree with, really. When I get back to the van, we'll make another cuppa and we'll discuss that a bit. Yeah, I met a couple of nice ladies on their horses. Something for everyone up here. The rather bizarre sight of a destroyed caravan up here, guys. It's been partially burned. An even more bizarre sight of a bag full of tablets up here on the mountain. Naproxen and paracetamol, just boxes and boxes of it. It's rather strange. You can see where the water runoff have been built. When I was about 10 years old, I came up here with a friend and his uncle, and we rode round here on a 4x4, and that was my first time ever driving a vehicle. He handed his vehicle over to me and my friend, and we were having fun up here on the spoil heap, just driving a 4x4 around. Great memory, really. Great memory of me and my friend, about 10, 11 years old, driving a 4x4 around on the top of the mountain. Crazy stuff. It was quite exciting at the time for a 10-year-old to be driving a 4x4 around the mountain. That was probably my first memory of this mountain, was of a 10-year-old driving around in a friend's uncle's 4x4. Another time later in life, when I was around 18, 19 years old, perhaps 20 years old, I'd come up here, park up in my car and listen to music. There wasn't much to do. And then on a couple of occasions I fell asleep up here. Woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then one night I had the knock. About 3 o'clock in the morning, there was a knock knock on the window. I looked up. Hello, Mr. Police Officer. And then I had it. I was like, it didn't end very well. Let's put it that way. So I've got a couple of memories of this mountain. One having a knock by the police, and other great memories of riding around here on a 4x4. I don't remember the drainage at all. Wow, I can see the sea. Wow, I can see the sea. I can see islands in the sea. Crazy view up here, guys. Crazy view. So I'm just reaching the top now. It could be a bit windy, so sorry. Standing right on the highest point of it now. I'll try and find some shelter and show you guys a bit. I'm right at the top now, guys. Can you see the boat out there? There's a boat out there. I couple of islands over here. Can you see the islands? The islands over there in between England and Wales. Islands between England and Wales over there. And you got a big tanker in the channel. See the big tanker? And over there's Cardiff. You can see Cardiff. Quite amazing. You can see all the way to Cardiff from here. And to England, all the way across to Somerset. See all the way across to Somerset. Quite incredible. So you got Somerset that way. And just behind me, you've got the Brecon Beacons. So you got the Brecon Beacons over there. Brecon Beacons and Pen y Fan. And we swing around. And we've got England. And a tanker in the channel. Quite incredible, really. So you can see for miles and miles and miles and miles. Those little islands in the middle of the channel. Not quite sure what they are. But down here we got Caerphilly. You see Caerphilly Castle? Yes, I can see Caerphilly Castle down there. Let's try and find Caerphilly Castle for you. So Caerphilly Castle is right in the centre of your screen there. It's Caerphilly Castle. You got Caerphilly Castle right down there, down in Caerphilly town centre. That's Bedwas down there. Couple of guys on the scramblers down there, look. You see all the way across to England. Incredible sights. You see right across the valleys. So yeah, this is what I come for, people. The wonderful views. So yeah, this is the spoil heap at the top of Mynydd y Grug in South Wales. Yeah, some interesting drainage by here. I bet a few people have jumped over that. I'm not going to jump it today. Not for me. But I bet a few people have jumped that. I bet a few people have injured themselves trying to jump it. Shall I try to jump it? Shall I? Shall I, my muckers? That would be entertainment, wouldn't it? Oh, Richie boy breaking his neck. That'd be bloody entertaining. Oh, yes. So you can see why it's popular with scramblers and people on their quads and people on their horses, because it just stretches for miles. Stretches for miles it does. Oh, I can jump that one. I could jump that one. I can hear an ice cream van. That's how bloody loud they are. Caerphilly Castle down there. Caerphilly Castle. Caerphilly Castle! Caerphilly Castle! Caerphilly Castle! Right in the centre of your screen there. Caerphilly Castle. So yeah, pretty amazing. In the interesting drain. That was a nice walk. I'm going to head back to the van and we'll have a chat down there with a cup of tea. Is it? Is it, my muckers? We'll have a quick chat down there and have a nice cup of tea. Sounds nice. So I'll head back to the van and have a chat. Mynydd y Grug! You could definitely do some awesome wild camping up here. Awesome wild camping. Awesome views. Pretty cool. Make my way back down to that destroyed caravan. Head back to the van and talk about van life. So yes, my muckers, this is the location given on Park for Night. On the Park for Night app, this is the park up here on Mynydd y Grug. So you can see there's a flat track by there. So I should imagine you would have a nice sleep there, apart from the scramblers and motorbikes in the morning. But it's very quiet up here. I can't imagine many boy racers would come up here because the track is so bad. But I think it's passable if you took your time. But there's a few spaces up here. Well, there's unlimited spaces really. So I don't think you'd have any trouble. In fact, I'm quite tempted to come up here one night. I'm pretty sure that you could use to park in there, in the forest. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could use to park in here, in the forest. Temporary path closures. CCTV. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. But this is the park for night location. Birds are tweeting. So I'd recommend this location, guys. Very nice. Hello, my muckers. So we're back at the van now. Made myself a cup of tea. And I'll be making my way home shortly. But before I do, I just want to talk about van life. And what some YouTubers are saying online. According to some YouTubers, and some of my favourite YouTubers, some people that I watch regularly, they seem to think that if you don't live in your van, then you're a faker. I don't particularly agree with that because I don't consider myself a faker. I don't live in my van. I have a house. I have a family. I have a 5-year-old girl. And it just wouldn't be practical for me to live in my van. Even though I'm very passionate about travelling in my van and discovering new places and staying out my van, and we all dream of having the freedom of not having a mortgage, not having bills to pay, and living freely, staying where we want, moving around the country, and I'm sure that's something that I want for myself in the future, but there's just times in people's lives where it's just not practical. And I've got commitments to my family, and people on YouTube slating people for not living in their van and making videos about van life and saying that they're not real van lifers, they're fakers. Yeah, I might not live in my van, but I have got passion about making videos about travelling in my van and seeing new places. So when I see my favourite YouTubers saying that people like me making videos about travelling around in the van and are fakers, it doesn't sit very well with me. I just want to make that point really, that yeah, I might be a faker in some people's eyes for making videos about travelling in my van, but I've never claimed to be a van lifer. I just enjoy travelling and seeing new places, sometimes with my family, sometimes on my own, enjoying the van, cooking in here, sleeping in here, spending time in here. I spend even my breaks in work I spend in here. I love making my cups of tea in here. I even go up the van. I frequently go up the mountain and just have a cup of tea in my van, look at the views. So I don't consider myself or maybe I am a fake van lifer. And if so, I am proud, because I love it. I love travelling in the van and spending time in the van and spending as many nights as I can in the van. That's practical with a young family. I can't just take my 5-year-old out of school and go travelling around Europe. I know some people do, and that's good for them. But I want my little girl to have a good education in school, and she loves her friends. She loves school. If there came a time where she didn't love school and her friends were not so friendly towards her, then I would more than happy take her around Europe in the van and homeschool her. But at the moment she's loving school and she loves her friends and she loves the life that she got. So I would never rip her away from that. And the same with my wife. It's just seems like there's certain YouTubers that seem to say, look how free I am. I'm living the best life. You lot are idiots for having a mortgage, being shackled to all the bills and living in the Matrix. Yeah, I might live in the Matrix. I might be delusional. I might be a fake van lifer. But if that's the case, then I'm quite proud to be a fake van lifer. Because I see I have the best of both worlds. I have a secure home for my family, and I get to use this beautiful van on the weekends and in the evenings, and because I work shifts, sometimes I have the opportunity to use it in the week and go away in the week because I work weekends and then I'll have the week off. If I am a fake van lifer, then I'm proud of it, because I see at the moment I have the best of both worlds. In the future, when my little girl is grown up, hopefully I'll get a bigger van and we'll go travelling around Europe for months and months on end. And maybe I will sell the house and use that money then to go and travel and live in the van. Or I'll rent it out. And I'll use the money from the rent to fund my van life lifestyle. At the moment, I'm happy with how I'm using it. My daughter loves going away in the van. Sometimes we rough it in the mountain. Sometimes we park in laybys and sleep. Sometimes we go on campsites. And that's another thing that's frowned upon by van dwellers. That they would never dream of going on a campsite. But when you've got a young family, there's certain facilities on a campsite, like playgrounds and showers and toilets, an electric hookup, so they can use more electronics. Sometimes I do use a campsite, and sometimes I rough it up mountains and in laybys, wherever, by the side of lakes. We went to Scotland last year, and we basically did a campsite every other or every third day, and then the other days we were staying by lakes, in forests, in laybys, all with beautiful scenery. And then in between we were going to the odd campsite so we could shower and my little girl could play in the playground and meet other kids. There's pluses and minuses to everything. But when I see my favourite YouTubers saying I can tell a faker from a mile away, all they have to do is open their van up and I look inside and I can tell they're not living in it and they're just fakers. People like to use their vans differently, and I don't think there's any right way or any wrong way. People use their vans in different ways. So when they say you're not a real van dweller, not a real van lifer, well, if that's the case, then I'm proud. So I'm just going to continue to travel around in my van, make videos for you guys, hopefully make the best content I can. And if I get clicks, so be it. If I don't, so be it. But I'm not doing it as clickbait. That's another thing that YouTubers say. Some of my favourite YouTubers, that it's all clickbait. And it's all fake. They're just doing it for views. And they seem in some way a bit jealous that someone that's not living in their van is getting loads of views and clicks when they are not really getting loads of subscribers and clicks and likes. But it is what it is. That's just what I want to say today, really. So I'm going to make my way home now. And hopefully we'll be on another adventure soon. Somewhere maybe local, or somewhere maybe far away. I haven't quite worked it out yet. But I'm more of a spur of the moment guy, and that's what makes van life fun, because you can just up and go whenever you want. You can just pack the van, chuck some food in the fridge, chuck your clothes in, and off you go. You don't have to live in your van to enjoy a bit of van life. You don't need to give up your house and drop everything. Another thing, I got a job, so how that would work with living in a van, it wouldn't really work for me at the moment. It's nice if you've got the funds initially to just, or if you're retired, just to go off and work around the country. But with my job, I can't work around the country. I'm fixed in one location. That's all I can do, and that's all I can say. I think that's it for this video, my muckers. So I hope you enjoyed up here, up in the mountain today, in Mynydd y Grug. It's not the prettiest name for a mountain. As I say, it's not quite as popular to the mountains, the surrounding mountains, like Mynydd y Grug, which has a beautiful church. Perhaps I'll take a visit up there soon. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the cairn today, and enjoying the views from the top and the drone footage. Seeing all the way across to Somerset and all the way across to the Brecon Beacons. So until next time, my muckers, get outdoors and travel well.